Hey there, Aries. Welcome to your reading for the week of November 3rd. This week, we're going to jump right in here. You have this Make Your Mark card. It says stick to a decision and don't allow any outside forces to sway you. You also have this Cosmic Egg hatching. It says what you've been waiting for is ready to be. Your patience is about to be rewarded. So yeah, Aries, I feel like the wait is over is really what these first two cards are saying. And, makes a lot of sense because next year is going to be a good year, big year for you, Aries, I feel. And, a lot of you could be getting ready to make your mark. As a matter of fact, that's what I would do if I were an Aries, is I would make sure that, especially, I would start now. There's no reason to wait, Aries, but, definitely next year I would be making some big moves and I would be doing things that make you stand out. You have this card right here. It says entrance, and you have the Six of Wands. The Six of Wands is kind of like making a grand entrance. He is getting attention for what he has done, for the victory that he's had. So a lot of you, it's like if you've been waiting to make an entrance or whatever you've been waiting for is about to be, is what this reading is saying. So love it, Aries. Let's dig into this. You have the Ten of Swords, the High Priestess, and the Ace of Swords coming up in your current general energies. A lot of Ten of Swords energy at this time. I do believe that we are in kind of like some sort of weird conclusion time where, but is this a big deal? No, I don't think so. I think this is just, we're being asked to let go of things that no longer serve us. Just the time that we're in, basically. The Ten of Swords can also represent a blessing in disguise. And I do feel that during retrogrades, we can definitely understand why something happened, from the past is what I'm trying to say. So, a lot of you could be understanding why certain endings had to happen or, why certain things had to go a certain way in your life, all that other good stuff. And you could be seeing that it's a blessing. You have the High Priestess, very intuitive time. Again, I don't know if anyone's noticed, but if you believe in the Schumann resonance and everything, it's been off the charts lately. And so, I think that there's a lot going on that not only the astrology, but other energies as well. And, probably the fact that there's a giant alien spaceship flying by the sun right now, literally as we speak. So, all that could be kind of heightening our intuition, changing the vibe, so to speak. And again, I think a lot of you need to trust your intuition. I also feel Aries is definitely one of the signs where it's like your intuition is dead on. Not dead wrong, it's dead on. And I think you need to listen to it. But, I feel that you could be one of the signs that is kind of like waiting for permission or waiting. It's almost like you're waiting for someone to say like, yes, do that thing that you feel intuitive about, And I feel like the only person that can give you permission is you. And I feel like Aries needs to know that. It's like no one's going to tell you that your ideas are good or that you're moving in the right direction or, that you're on the right path. The only person that can do that is you right now. And so I feel that's why you really, and me, and I will also tell you that. But I'm saying the people in your life probably aren't going to tell you. And, what I would say here is that you're on the right path. I think you need to keep going. Whatever direction your thoughts are going in is also the right path as well, Aries. So I think you need to kind of like trust your thoughts with this card as well. You have the Ace of Swords, and the Ace of Swords is victory. I feel like saying you've been waiting for this moment, really. It's almost like your moment to strike or your moment to make your move, is now. And so, I don't know. I just get that feeling. It's kind of funny because I literally ranted to Libra, your opposite sign, that for once they didn't have the Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles is a card of your environment, and you have the Nine of Pentacles. This is why I'm saying this to you, Aries. And, the Nine of Pentacles can be just the energy around you, your environment, like where you are, with the energy you're sitting in, the things that you're doing, like all that stuff, right? And I feel like, again, it's like your moment to make your move, your moment to strike, or your moment to, kind of like get up and have that victory, because I think the environment, it's like the time is now type of energy, although I don't really think that's, an accurate thing to say, but it's almost like all the ducks are in a row here is kind of how I'm feeling about that Ace of Swords and the Nine of Pentacles showing up. It's like, and so obviously nothing is going to happen if you don't take action on whatever you're doing. With the Ten of Swords, you have the Ten of Wands. Yeah, getting rid of things that are a burden. I think I literally said this in the 2025 yearly readings that we're gonna be bigger burdens in 2025. The universe is really trying to get people to not just do things automatically. It's kind of funny because I have personally I have felt very automatic in 2025. Like, you know what I mean? It's like everything, I've just been kind of like going through the motions and things like that. And it's only like at the end of the year here that I had that realization, where I'm like, I don't like that feeling of just going through the motions, just doing things just to do them, right? And but again, I kind of feel like there's this burden thing that's been going on for people where it's almost like we've had to be automatic because we've been carrying heavy burdens, and now it's time to like release those burdens and to start thinking about things before you do them, right? With the High Priestess, you have the Eight of Swords. Yes, I felt very stuck on the High Priestess. That's why I said that about no one telling you that you're on the right path. Again, I felt that very deeply on that High Priestess energy. So I feel like you need to know that it's like exactly what to do. No one's going to tell you it's a good idea. I don't, sometimes I think we just want that confirmation. I don't know. Again, I don't know why I'm talking about myself so much in your reading, but I definitely have those feelings sometimes where it's like I just wish someone would say like, yeah, this is the right thing to do, or that idea you have is great, it's going to work, right? Or something along those lines. Sometimes I wish I could get that confirmation, but it's like for the most part, we have to trust ourselves. With the Ace of Swords, you have the Fool, which you have twice here in this reading. And the Fool is a card of taking a leap of faith. I think everybody has to take the risk of looking foolish. Uranus and Gemini, Pluto and Aquarius, especially Uranus and Gemini. It's like you want to be a rebel during Uranus and Gemini. Uranus will retrograde into Taurus in the middle of the month, but doesn't matter. It's already entered into Gemini. And so, again, trust me when I say that you want to go against the grain during Uranus and Gemini. You want to be the person that everyone calls crazy, because then when you're right about whatever it is that they're calling you crazy for, you look like a freaking genius, right? And that's the whole point. So don't be afraid of being called a fool, basically. Next, in the area of what's coming in for you, you have the short illness card. Yes, I literally said it in the November readings that everybody needs to watch their health during the month of November. It says short rest, poor health, blockage, temporary problems, weakness, unhealthy atmosphere, standstill. You have this half-truths card. It says partial truth, get more information, white lies, missing part of the story, cover up, well-intended lie. So I would be careful of people who seem to be lying as well. This could also be you not needing to make sure that you don't lie to yourself, right? And so, and needing to kind of like put yourself first is what I'm trying to spit out here. But I said it in, I don't know if I said it in all the November readings, but I said it in most of them at least. I might not have said it to you, but November, there is definitely something weird about this month about health. And again, I can't say too much, but what I would say is I just think that people should watch their health. Like, I'm not even worried about it. It's not even something that I would be concerned about or any of that, because I think the solution is very simple. Stay healthy. Do things that keep you healthy. Take an extra rest. Take a break if you need it. Listen to your body. All that other stuff. And that's basically what I would do. It's like even me, again, not to talk about myself too much in your reading, Aries. I just feel like I need to in this reading for some reason. But it's like this week I was supposed to go to like a 40-hour class that I was going to take. But I've just been feeling off this week, so I just didn't go, right? And it's like normally I would probably push through something like that. But, again, I think it's really important that we listen to ourselves, listen to our bodies. If we need a break, we should just take a break. You have this Temperance card, this Hangman, and the Seven of Cups. Temperance is patience. Sometimes I feel Temperance is saying, what are you waiting for? He has this path right behind him. This is the path to glory. He could easily go and claim this crown that is back here. And so for a lot of you, I feel this is kind of saying it's, again, like I said in the first row, it's saying it's time to make your move. It's time to strike. It's time to make something happen here, Aries. And that's exactly what I would do with the Temperance card. Whatever you're thinking about working on, I would go for it and really make it happen. You have the Hangman. Hangman can be about being in Hangman mode. I'm getting like a couple of things here. Like number one, I'll just say this. I don't obviously read reversals, although I'll tell you something funny here, Aries, is that the deck is upside down when I started your reading, which is pretty funny. But The Hangman, when he's in reverse, it looks like he is dancing. Now, most people say that when the Hangman is reversed, it can kind of represent getting out of Hangman mode. He kind of looks like he's moving forward here. But sometimes I feel when the Hangman is in reverse, it looks like he's dancing. So sometimes I feel that the Hangman in reverse can represent kind of like putting on a show, or feeling like you're putting on a performance, which isn't necessarily a good thing, right? And so, but that's kind of what I feel for you. It's like saying, just do things naturally, especially if you're like, with the 6 of Wands in the same diagonal. I would say, especially if you're putting something on display like your work, or, if you're creating a YouTube video, or you're doing something in front of your boss or something like that. I feel like it's saying just be straight, just kind of like, be very matter-of-fact. Energy will do better than thinking you have to put on some sort of huge performance or something like that. I even think if you're giving a presentation or something, it's like, it kind of makes me feel like if you just made it boring, that it might actually stand out. It's like sometimes I think, if you're if at work, if people are giving a bunch of presentations, for example, it's almost like if everybody is over the top, but you're just kind of like more in the middle, it actually makes you stand out by not showing off, by not being over the top, because, it's like everybody's putting on too much of a show. I don't know. It's such a weird message, but, that's kind of what, whatever. I don't judge the messages I get. I just spit them out there. You have the 7 of Cups. 7 of Cups is about being spoiled for choice. I kind of feel like, just based off of everything you have here, that this is saying there are, you have more than enough opportunities here to kind of make your dream happen, or, whatever you've been waiting for, like that first card says. What you've been waiting for is ready to be. Your patience is about to be rewarded. It's like, I think there are many ways that you can accomplish the same goal, and I do feel the 7 of Cups is just simply trying to get you to be flexible. With the Temperance card, you have the Ace of Wands. We have to trust our inspiration right now as well, especially you. Having Neptune retrograding in Pisces in your 12th house, that is literally needing to find inspiration. Neptune and Pisces is very dreamy. But the challenge with Neptune and Pisces is that we have to be inspired to take action, but also we have to take inspired action. It's very confusing with Neptune and Pisces, because it's almost like for us to get started on things, we probably have to feel inspired. But to get inspired in the first place, we have to get started. So it's like a little bit of a contradiction. But I feel like the Ace of Wands is saying, go get inspired. With the Hangman, you have the 5 of Pentacles. You are good enough, right? 5 of Pentacles is calling attention to weaknesses. Sometimes I think when we put on a show, or when we go over the top with something, instead of making us stand out, it makes us look desperate. And I feel like this whole thing with the Hangman, the 5 of Pentacles, it's trying to get you to maybe not look desperate, or, it's trying to get you to do things. It's trying to get you to do things naturally. Like, I feel like wanting to say those words, like just natural, just plain energy, right? I don't like whatever. I don't even know what you're doing. I feel like this could be in love as well. It's like if you're meeting a new person this week or something, you do end with the King of Cups and the Ace of Cups. Same thing. It's like, a person, if you just go at a person straight, just as you are, I feel like that would make all the difference in the world. Like, it would make it so much better. Why? I don't know, but that's what I feel. With the 7 of Cups, you have the 8 of Pentacles. Yeah, straightforward, diligent work. Everybody in the month of the November monthly readings, I should say, had the 8 of Pentacles. It just seems to be like a month where we should pick one thing and finish it. It seems to be a month where we should have kind of like a single focus. I don't think people realize maybe how much progress they could make at the end of the year here. This year's been a very slow year. It's the year of the snake in the Chinese zodiac and Chinese astrology or whatever. But, the year of the snake is about shedding your skin. It's a slow process, and, it is a process in the first place. A snake doesn't just shed its skin. It's like slowly over time, its skin becomes looser, right? And at a certain point, a snake is almost blind when it's shedding its skin, because it has the cloudy eyes, right, when it's shedding its skin, because the skin is over its eyes. And, it's like this whole process. And I think now at the end of the year, it's kind of like we're finally squeaking out that little last bit of skin. We're getting it off. And, so again, I think people have the opportunity to make a lot of progress in only 2 months, maybe more progress than you've made all year. And I feel that this is saying, like, picking one thing and making it happen would help you make that happen, Aries. Next, in the area of messages from your future self, you have this Ascendant card. It says Entrance. You have this Ninth House. It says Exploration on it. Yeah, it's a great time to explore new ideas, go on adventures. I think you're making like a grand entrance here, Aries, or maybe you're preparing to make a grand entrance with the Six of Wands. He's kind of making an entrance. He's being celebrated. He's on his white horse. It's all fancy and stuff like that. It has this diamond pattern on it. It's reins or whatever, He's got this like thing on his head. He's got this wand with this wreath on it. He's kind of like, making a grand entrance, right? So I feel that some of you are preparing to make like a grand entrance into 2026 probably, especially after February, once Saturn is back into your sign at the end of February. I think you really have the opportunity to stand out. And but again, I do think it's interesting that the reading is saying there's almost like nothing extra that you have to do to do that. It's like just keeping things simple is probably how you're going to make it happen. You have the Fool. I do feel like some of you could be taking a leap of faith. For some of you, this could be in love that you're taking a leap of faith. I almost feel like these two Fools are two different things. I feel like the Ace of Swords with the Fool is kind of like one thing, like you taking action on something that could be a win or a victory or, whatever that, it's kind of like you're ready to strike, like I said. I feel like this Fool could be you kind of taking a leap of faith on a person for those of you that want love. And even if you don't want love, and even if you do, you have that exploration card. The Fool is about to go through the entire Major Arcana. He's about to go on this big, long adventure, through all the cards in the Major Arcana. So a lot of you could be preparing to go on an adventure. You have the Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles is a card of independence. It's also, like I said, a card of your environment, which I feel like saying that the environment is right. It's like the energy around you is ready for you to, take the actions you want to take and all that other good stuff. Also a card of focus. She has this falcon right here, and it represents her training her focus. So right next to the Eight of Pentacles, it would be a great time for you to like focus on one thing and make it happen. Really good cards for money here, Aries, as well. Eight of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles. Seems to be a good week for money. November was a little bit surprising to me because the readings were so good for money. I didn't really expect that, but, good. With the Six of Wands, you have the Four of Wands. Four of Wands can be marriage, of course. So if you're looking for love, definitely could be a person coming in for you here. The Four of Wands is also freedom and completion. Usually with the Four of Wands, it comes up when we're kind of like completing one thing, like a project or an idea or something we've been working on, and we're going and we're celebrating on the other side. Six of Wands, same thing. It's like you've been waiting for this victory or this recognition, like that first card says, and now you could finally be completing that stage of your journey. With the Fool, told you can't make this shit up here, Aries. Boom, right? I literally said these were two different Fools. You have two different aces, and I said this one was love. So there you go. It's almost like I'm psychic or something here, Aries. But definitely feel this could also, like, there are two different things going on here. I feel like these are two different situations that you're taking a leap of faith on. The funny thing is that I feel like for some of you, it's like one motivates you to do the other, as well. So I don't know, sometimes I think we can do something, we surprise ourselves, and it motivates us to do something else because, we have a success. So these could be two different situations, but it's almost like maybe this one or, it doesn't, I don't think the order really matters which one happens first, but it's almost like one victory leads to another, or like one victory makes you have the confidence to do, something else. With the Nine of Pentacles, you have the King of Cups, which you have twice in this reading. So the the King of Cups. The King of Cups, number one, could be a person, could be a very independent person that you're attracting with that Nine of Pentacles. But the King of Cups is a card of your emotions. And so the King of Cups, he is not really protecting his emotions, but at the same time, he's sitting in the middle of the ocean, and he has these choppy waters around him, but he is perfectly fine. And so the whole point of the card is that he is protecting his emotions in a certain way. And, with the Nine of Pentacles, the better you can put yourself in a successful environment, which could include, happy emotions, good emotions, the better your finances could be. So I would make sure to protect your emotions with that card. Next, in the area of the good stuff, you have this wonder card. It says breakthrough, awakening, and delight. There you go. You have this teamwork card. It says collaboration, team dynamics, and balance. Yeah, it's an amazing time for teamwork. So, anything you can do to, work on a team would be a good idea. I think this wonder card, is a little bit of that, success. It's like I said, it's almost like the two fools are saying that like a success is going to make you, is going to almost like encourage you to do something else, Like I was saying, it's almost going to make you wonder. You're like, I was able to create this success. What else can I do? And so I think, I would kind of feed that energy. I would nurture that energy more. You have the Queen of Pentacles, the King of Wands, and the Ace of Cups. Queen of Pentacles can be a card of resourcefulness. She's my card of multiplication. She has this rabbit right here. Rabbits multiply very quickly, and so it's a very good card for like multiplying your finances, Aries. And it definitely seems to be a time where people could be doing that. Again, this is not going to magically happen. You have to do something to make this happen. I think everybody does. We're in a time of education. We've had so much astrology that says, yeah, you can have whatever you want if you learn about it and then take action, right? And so if you do that, then you could be improving your finances. You have the King of Cups. Could be a person coming in for those of you that want a person. It could be a water sign. Doesn't have to be. Could be any sign, really, that's coming in for you. But, I do think it could be a person who's like a little bit independent. I think it could be a person who has stable emotions as well, which is a good thing, but, could be King of Cups. I also feel that you watching your own emotions would be a good idea here, Aries. It's like the more stable he is, the better your life can be. You have the Ace of Cups. Definitely could be a love offer. I mean, it's like it's crazy that we have the King of Cups twice, Ace of Cups twice like this. So, looks like a love offer to me, or it looks like you could be like meeting a new person or something. With the Queen of Pentacles, you have the King of Wands here. King of Wands is you, Aries, so, you're showing up in a strong position. Whenever you show up as yourself, kind of puts you in a position of power and strength. He has the gift of foresight, and, he can almost see the future. So a lot of you, again, I think you need to trust your intuition this week, or, I would do things to listen, like meditate, walk, go for a walk, sit in silence, any of that stuff would be good. With the King of Cups, you have the World. The World can be an accomplishment or achievement. Definitely looks like an accomplishment or achievement to me in this reading, so I feel like there could be a big win or an accomplishment. This could also be you meeting a person that, like, through travel or adventure, like with this exploration card. So you could be traveling to meet a person, or maybe this is something that will happen in the future. I feel like there's a lot to discover here. If you're meeting a person, this person, there could be a lot about this person that you're going to learn. With the Ace of Cups, like, damn, you have the Ace of Pentacles. All these aces, you have all 4 aces. Yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4. And, these two are, the Ace of Cups is repeating. So you have, like, 5 aces in this reading, which is amazing. Multiple aces is a definite yes to any question I haven't answered. It's also kind of like a new beginning. Or it can say that you could be creating a new beginning or creating something that's going to be very successful. So, love it. You have this Crown card. It says, honor and respect will come to you. Damn, this is a very good reading here, Aries. So, definitely could be claiming your crown at this time if it wants to focus. So, love it. Can't make this one up either. You have this February card and this gong. It says an exciting event. Yes. I think that you are going to feel very good in February. Again, Neptune and Saturn are going to have moved back into your sign by the end of February. And, this could give you a lot of power. By the way, if you're working on any projects or anything, between now and February, things could really take off for you in February. You have this cobweb. It says protected from negative forces beyond your control. So yes, you are protected at this time. Wouldn't even worry about anything that's going on here. You have this boot. It says increase your efforts if you want to achieve your goals. Yeah, I really have been feeling this quite a bit at the end of the year here. It's kind of weird. In the, not the November readings, but the ones that I did before that, I think for the end of the year, literally, people were getting this message that it's like you could do something now or you could wait until next year, but it's like not going to matter. So you might as well do it now, is what I'm trying to say. So if you're thinking about putting the work into something or getting started on a project or whatever, it's like you might as well just get started now because you can. You have this harp card. It says great happiness. Yeah, we talked a little bit about happiness in this reading. I would be focusing on happiness and doing more things that make you feel happy. But this is one heck of a reading, Aries. I love it. So thank you for being here. Make sure to leave a comment. Really helps me out. And definitely enjoy your month.